Hey guys, Captain Kurt. Thanks for joining me here today. Yesterday I made two videos and I posted them, and the response was unbelievable. And I took down those two videos, and everybody wanted to know why I took them down. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But before I do, I'm going to tell you what happened at my field yesterday. My wife had a surprise party for me, and there was a whole a lot of family members over here. My 80-year-old mother, my 84-year-old dad, my brothers, my sisters, their kids, and a lot of family members and friends came by. It was a great surprise party for me. We had people flying. I was giving tandem rides, and I was up with a tandem ride when watching this from the air when it happened. But there were also other people on the ground watching this, and pretty shook up when they saw what they saw. Um, a a young man came in here, not one of my students, just a visitor, and we let people fly from this field all the time. But he came here to fly, and we appreciate him. His name was Adam, and his equipment, BLACKHAWK, failed. In fact, it's one of their newest pieces. You would think they would have done some better research or used a better product, but their reputation continues to go downhill. This company just continues to put out, what they think is cost effective, but I think it's just absolute cheap garbage. Every time we have a BLACKHAWK at this field, it's one incident after another. It's motor out after motor out after motor out. Students sometimes on their first launches, because we do train other people that come in with other equipment, and it's usually just one motor out after another, exhaust cracking, motor seizures. I mean, you name it. If we can even get them started half the time, it's amazing. But when it starts to become a safety issue, where they're dropping out of the skies. And this guy, I don't know how he didn't die. If you'd have saw it, if you'd have saw what we saw yesterday, and then seen his equipment afterwards, you would have wondered how he walked away from it. But amazingly and thankfully to God, he did. I took down the other videos yesterday because I mentioned several other people and his instructor who had nothing to do with this. He had nothing to do with it at all. It has nothing to do with the training issue. It has to do with equipment failure, and that is really rare in powered paragliding or general aircraft. It's usually pilot error that causes a fatality, but in this case, the suspension system on a BLACKHAWK fails, and it's on one of their newest machines, and it failed. And because of that, it puts you into an immediate downward spiral dive straight down into the ground. And they owe this young man not only an apology, but they owe him a brand new machine for what this thing did, and or his money back so he can go buy a different brand, because this is absolute nonsense. And we were pretty shook up about it here. My 80-year-old mother, she knows I've been I was a national skydiver and I've flown planes my whole life, but she's never seen a crash. I've never had an incident ever in my life, and she was pretty shook up to actually see what could happen. And at 80 years old, she was like rethinking this. I mean, she knew it's dangerous to a certain extent, but to actually have it happen in front of her was pretty upsetting for her. But and it was upsetting for me because it was at my field. And I don't like this. I'm fed up with BLACKHAWK putting out a garbage product to try to wave a low price in front of people. They really try to convince you through their videos, and they always type the words #1 selling brand next to every time they make an advertisement. That's such a bunch of crap. Listen, don't let your friends fall for that. Warn them about BLACKHAWK. Keep them away from garbage. The key to this sport and safety is good quality instruction and good equipment. You get those two things going for you. I'm currently at 1,082 students. I have a flawless safety record, and I don't put any price tag or time limit on the training. You can train as much as you want. All classes are free forever. If you train with me, I'll give you an unlimited lifetime VIP pass for unlimited free training until I'm dead. So you can come in here every year, take a brush-up course. If you want to take a tandem course, if you want to learn trike or foot launch, I teach everything, and I don't charge for it. I don't think that money should be standing in the way of getting good training, good instruction, and thorough instruction. Everybody progresses at a different rate, and we don't want to put a time limit on it and fit you into some sort of time limit or box, or have you run out of money before you get good training. So our training is going to continue to be unlimited and free of charge. Again, this incident had nothing to do with training. His instructor had nothing to do with it. It's a product failure by BLACKHAWK. Another product failure. Over and over. We're sick of the death. We're sick of seeing people pound into the ground because of BLACKHAWK, and people need to know about it. Share this video with somebody. Thanks for joining me.